The man accused of killing UnitedHealthcare CEO will appear in a New York City courtroom this afternoon after ending his extradition fight this morning. After waiving extradition, Luigi Mangione was taken directly from a Pennsylvania courtroom and flown to New York City. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Scafidi. He also now faces new federal charges of murder and stalking. This escalates the case after his earlier indictment on state charges. The 26-year-old is accused of ambushing Brian Thompson on December 4th outside a Manhattan hotel, then going on the run for 5 days. Mangione was caught in Pennsylvania and fought extradition at first. Again, he's expected to be arraigned in a New York courtroom today. He could face life in prison without parole if convicted. Westminster police asking for the public's help. They're looking for a person who shot a man inside a doorway of an apartment last night. Police say the shooting happened just before 8:30 on Orchard Parkway near the Orchard Town Center shopping mall. They believe the man who fired the gun ran away, but officers searched the area and didn't find him. They're now asking neighbors in that area for surveillance video to track him down. Police also say they believe this was an isolated incident and that there is no immediate threat to the public. If you know anything that could help, call Westminster Police. A man accused in a drunk driving crash that killed a man standing in a Denver front yard has pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide. Police say on April 15th, James Corpus made a wide turn and drove onto a yard at Mississippi and Irving Street. The affidavit showed that Corpus was slurring, smelled of alcohol, and had a cup of beer in the car. He also already had 4 DUIs on his record. Sentencing is set for March. Crews have recovered a second body from the Flatirons near Boulder. Yesterday, the Boulder Emergency Squad used drones near the third Flatiron to find the 27-year-old hiker. He was overdue from his hike and reported missing. Boulder County authorities say he was last known to be scrambling Tuesday in that area. On Monday, friends of a 42-year-old man, Keith Hayes, found his body on a rock ledge on the second Flatiron. An overnight grass fire kept Larimer County crews busy, but they were able to put it out, and they were able to send people evacuated back to their homes. Around 12:30 a.m., someone reported a wood pile had flames up to 4 feet high. It was in the northwest part of Fort Collins near West Vine Drive and North Overland Trail. It was only a 1/4 acre in size, but winds pushed it east. That led to precautionary evacuations. While this fire is now out, Poudre Fire warns that it's still dry out there, and until winds calm down for good, the risk of wildfire is higher. Keely Chalmers is here now with our 9 News Weather Impact team. Keely, the wind is expected to slow down today finally, right?
Yeah, diminishing, relaxing, calming down after a very windy night in the foothills around Boulder County. Certainly gorgeous out there right now, but I'll tell you what, we had some very strong, very impressively strong wind gusts. 56 at DIA right now, winds out of the east, 14 miles per hour at DIA. But here are some of the top gusts recorded overnight. This one, 102 miles per hour, a gust. That was in 4 Mile Canyon near the old ghost town of Wall Street, kind of near Gold Hill. Cold Creek Canyon reported a gust of 97 miles per hour, 81 miles per hour in Bald Mountain. Netherlands, 71 miles per hour. Even in South Boulder, someone recorded a 70 mile per hour wind gust. So very strong gusts, but again, those winds were certainly settling down as we take a look at our current gusts. Again, not bad across the plains, still a little breezy in the foothills. We're going to continue to see those breezy conditions in some areas, including the northeast corner of the state, but calming down along the metro area in the I-25 corridor. We'll be down into the, so we're going to top out right around 59 degrees for a high today, down into the 40s by 6 o'clock. We're looking partly cloudy. Those winds will be decreasing, and that is what is topping our weather headlines. Warm and dry for the rest of the weekend. And how about your Christmas? Maybe a little bit of snow? We'll talk about that coming up in your complete forecast in just a bit.
Sounds good, Keely. Thank you so much. Mayor Mike Johnston says there is now housing available for each unsheltered veteran in the city, and that every one of them can have a roof over their head. He made the announcement this morning at a news conference updating the community on Denver's goal to get unsheltered veterans off the street. Mayor Johnston says the city has created a system that can identify where every veteran is, what services they need, and how to connect them to those services. He added, this only allows any veteran who becomes homeless to have a warm, safe place to stay that same day and be provided a path to permanent stability.
We know that our veterans have given so much and we know they have so much still to give. But we also know that this country that they have given everything to has to make sure that we show up to give them back what they deserve most of all, which is a roof over their head every single night.
In the last week, VA Eastern Colorado says it's helped get more than 100 Denver veterans experiencing homelessness into shelters. It says it's currently helping another 15 get into housing as well. A state appeals court has removed the district attorney in Atlanta from the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump and others. The decision leaves the future of the prosecution uncertain. The case had already been stalled for months while the Georgia Court of Appeals considered the pretrial appeal. The Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia will now have to find another prosecutor to take over the case and decide whether to continue to pursue it. However, that could be delayed if the DA, Fani Willis, decides to appeal to the state Supreme Court. The former Republican Mesa County clerk, Tina Peters, claims she felt unsafe in the Mesa County jail, so she's behind bars in Larimer County today. Peters is serving 6 months of jail time before she begins an 8.5-year prison sentence for her role in a breach of her county's election systems. The Mesa County Sheriff's Office says she was transferred, even though they're confident that she wasn't in imminent danger. Christmas lights bring joy to so many, right? But some neighbors in Castle Rock, not so much. The creators of One Home's display say that police have come to their front door more than half a dozen times because of complaints that it is too bright.
Yeah, you guys have strobe lights in the backyard?
We have Christmas lights on the back patio.
Yeah, they're not Christmas colored.
Since they put up the lights in mid-November, the residents said Castle Rock police have told them that there have been more than 20 complaints and officers have shown up at their door 8 times, but they haven't received any charges or citations.
There's other neighbors with more Christmas lights just on the same block. And so it blew my mind that it was us that they were targeting.
The Montgomerys say not only are the lights staying on, but they want to add even more in response to the pushback. They even have an Amazon wish list solely for Christmas lights. Police didn't respond to our request for comment, but in Ring camera footage, officers told the Montgomerys they aren't breaking any laws. A social media post is causing some confusion at the Manitou Incline. The city of Colorado Springs recently took down Christmas tree ornaments hikers left on a tree at the summit, claiming they posed a risk to wildlife. But yesterday, a social media post seemed to say that the city had changed its mind. In a statement, the city reaffirmed its original stance on decorations and their commitment to the principles of leave no trace.